The Switch 2 has arrived finally, and Mario Kart is the only actual Switch 2 game that's available, so I decided to make a list of 10 games that I would like to see on the Switch 2. In no particular order, but game number 1 is my favorite. Number 10, we have Final Fantasy XIV. This game already has controller support. We've seen it on other consoles before. Despite being released a million years ago, this game is still the most popular MMO in 2025. And everybody loves the Final Fantasy franchise. They already have Final Fantasy games on the Nintendo Switch. Final Fantasy XIV is kind of a no-brainer. You could work with the mouse support here, but honestly, the game already supports controller. Just stick with controller. Up next is Kingdom Hearts, the non-cloud version. So right now, you can play Kingdom Hearts on the Switch 2, or the Switch in general, but it's a cloud-streamed version of the game, so the game actually runs somewhere else, and you need an internet connection to play the game on your hardware. I think the Switch 2 is definitely strong enough now to actually play Kingdom Hearts locally. Not just the first one, I think all 3 in the series are great games, so bring those to the Switch 2 and the controls will be great. You don't need a ton of control with the right analog stick, it's only controlling the camera anyways, and I think it would be great for Kingdom Hearts. Up next we have Rivals of Aether 2. It's essentially a fighting game similar to Super Smash Bros., where the sweaty fighting game people can really get involved with this thing and learn it out. I tried to play some ranked, I got absolutely destroyed, but it's still a ton of fun. Up next is the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remaster. So this game, calling it a remaster was a bit of a misnomer because I think this is much more than a remaster. They effectively have the game running on, I think it's
Unreal Engine
5, but the base game engine is still, like the logic for the game is still being controlled by a different engine, or like the original engine, which is very, very cool. It has led to just as many Elder Scrolls quirks as you would see in Skyrim or the original Oblivion. This game still has it. One request I would have for this game, though, is some sort of cloud sync. I don't like creating multiple characters in these types of games, so having my Steam version with a character over there and then having a Switch version with a different character over here would really bug me. So I know that I think they have the Steam Cloud Sync enabled for Elder Scrolls, so Steam was probably not going to play nicely with any kind of Nintendo Cloud Sync, but I would love to see some kind of account system where I could transfer my saves for them. Up next is Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, this is a tough one because it already runs very poorly on things like the Steam Deck. I think they would have to drastically optimize this game specifically for the Switch 2 to get it to run. I know Switch 2 is more powerful than Switch 1, but it would take a lot because this game is a very difficult game to run. But this is another game that I would like to see sync, Cloud Sync for my save as well. And I don't know that they would do that because I believe they use the Steam Sync as well. Maybe there's is it a Bandai Namco account? I'm not 100% sure. Up next, we have Sonic Adventure Battle 2. They are bringing GameCube games. Give me my favorite Sonic game. I don't play a ton of Sonic games. This is still the favorite one. I want to be rolling around at the speed of sound and sliding down the hill on a piece of airplane. And we're going to spend most of our time in the Chao Garden managing our little Chao people. So let's just get this on the Switch too. We already have GameCube stuff. Just give me the game. Up next, we have another MMO in the Elder Scrolls Online. Another MMO that has very good controller support. So I don't think it would take much to port this thing over to Switch 2. It's an older game. I think the Switch 2 could definitely handle running it. And I'm an MMO guy, so it would be great to see this on Switch 2. Up next, this one's a little bit out of left field, but Fable: The Lost Chapters. Fable is one of my favorite RPGs from the Xbox era. And the reason I want this game specifically is because the controls are not very precise, so you don't have to worry about the analog sticks of the Nintendo Switch being not very accurate. As you know, with analog sticks on the Joy-Cons, they don't have a ton of analog movement, even though they're called analog. It's basically you go right and you're going right, you go left, you're going left. There's no percentage there. And for games like that, where Fable is a great RPG that doesn't need those accurate controls, I think it'd be super fun to get this on the Switch too. Up next is Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. So this is the Fire Emblem game that came out for the Wii, I believe. Path of Radiance was already promised, so they have showed advertisements for Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. That's the one that came out for GameCube. And some of the characters from Path of Radiance also show up in Radiant Dawn. Actually, I think most of the characters from Path of Radiance also show up in Radiant Dawn. So if you're going to give me Path of Radiance and I get to play all the way through my favorite Fire Emblem game, give me Radiant Dawn, because that's one that I've actually never beaten, and I would love to see how the characters progress from Path of Radiance into Radiant Dawn, and I don't have a way to play Radiant Dawn right now, so would love to see that on the Switch too. And last but not least, my favorite game, the number one game that I would love to see come to Switch 2 is old school RuneScape. We have mouse support now, right? We have mouse support. That's all you need to play RuneScape is a mouse. Yes, obviously having a keyboard there would be great. If they wanted to do some kind of touch scenario, they could do that as well. They already have old school RuneScape on mobile. But think about playing old school RuneScape on your Switch 2 with a Joy-Con in hand. You could play anywhere. You could pop it off and start clicking around. I think it'd be a better experience than mobile, and it has to be super fun. Would love to see old school RuneScape on Switch 2. That wraps up this video. Please like and subscribe. We are live Monday through Friday, so if you enjoy this kind of content, you enjoy hanging out with me, come play some games with us Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Peace.